It is the end of the year 2017 and so much has happened this year. और हम इस पॉडकास्ट में देखेंगे कि कौन से ट्रेंड्स ट्विटर पे और सोशल मीडिया पे चले थे और उनकी अहमियत क्या है. मेरा नाम राबिया गरीब है और मेरे साथ हैं
तौसीफ रजी मलिक.
और बिल्कुल ही रोबोटिक आवाज़ में आपने अपना इंट्रोडक्शन करवाया है. सो तौसीफ एंड आई विल एक्चुअली जस्ट टेक यू थ्रू अ फ्यू ऑफ द ट्रेंड्स दैट टॉप द चार्ट्स इन सोशल मीडिया. सो तौसीफ, व्हाई डोंट यू स्टार्ट ऑफ विद द फर्स्ट वन?
Okay, the first one here is the case of missing bloggers. It was very popular. It got very popular for not so good reasons. And the year started in the very first week of 2017.
Which is how the year usually starts. In the first week of whichever year.
So, in the first week of 2017, 4 bloggers went missing. And those bloggers were actually quite vocal on social media. So that when there was news about their disappearance, it was social media who reacted at first.
Okay.
And it was Twitter and it was then subsequently Facebook and other social channels which reacted to the news of their abduction, alleged abduction and their disappearances. And then national media was late in catching up to it, but then it got news and again the news got public and then there were reactions and then the government responded and over a period of a month they returned home safely. But it was all thanks to the social media and the social media uprising, the trends and everything, the missing bloggers trend, that actually people got to know about this issue. Had it not been social media, this issue was not there. It started with Twitter. It was on Twitter and it was made a trend, but then Facebook was equally there because the pages they ran were on Facebook.
Right.
It started on Twitter because the Twitterati, the literate lot is there who identified that they had been kidnapped or they had went missing.
Right.
So it started with them, but then the usual lot, the general public followed through Facebook.
And bilkul because of the nature of Twitter, if you write to somebody or even send them a direct message, वो एक urgency में response अगर नहीं आता या थोड़े वक्त के बाद नहीं आता, फिर you begin to question कि वो गए कहाँ या गई कहाँ.
जी, और एक जनरल ट्विटर का और फेसबुक का जो पाकिस्तान में ट्रेंड देखा जाता है कि उमूमन फेसबुक को यूज़ करने वाली एक जनरल लॉट है.
बिल्कुल.
और ट्विटर को यूज़ करने वाले जो सारिफीन हैं वो थोड़े से वो हैं जो कि who are someone placed at some place.
Right.
कुछ लिखने वाले हैं, कुछ सहाफ़ी हैं, कुछ ब्रोकरेट्स हैं. So they are people who are someone. तो वहाँ से वो बात निकलती है और फिर वो ट्रेंड आती है. तो मोस्टली हमने यही देखा है कि Twitter is the leader in that case. Then Facebook follows with.
Alright. The next trend.
The next trend was the very good trend in terms of positive news coming out of Pakistan or coming to Pakistan in this case was the Champions Trophy Cup, which came to Pakistan.
Finally,
we have the Champions Trophy as well, and it was a very dramatic turn of events, as many of us will remember. I guess all of us will remember how Champions Trophy, the events unfolded, the matches, how they went. So it was like craziness, cricket craziness that happened, and it was in the holy month of Ramadan, and people were at one point fasting as well, and meanwhile checking out everything. And the course of event that happened, it just started with just another tournament which we were expected to fail quite badly, and we started on the very same trend that was expected of our team. We lost to India comprehensively, and there was nothing much left in the tournament. Suddenly it was a change. Everything changed for us. Something just happened.
Right.
I don't know what it was, but everything started to go on the right track, and we bounced back like never before. And we just happened to hit the right chords at the right moment, and it was an amazing victory.
Right chords nahi, right strokes.
Right strokes.
Right strokes.
Next is our two main trends, but we have separated them, and they are basically related to the Panama Gate scandal.
Okay.
That basically covered the whole 2007. World responded to it in a different way. We responded to it in a very different way. And 2017, it was the continuous event that went throughout 2017, and we are entering into 2018 with the very same thing, is Panama Gate scandal. So apart from the basic things that happened in Panama Gate, that Nawaz Sharif was disqualified and someone was and someone was charged guilty of corruption and all these things. The things which stood out were two basic things. The first one being Maryam Nawaz, the use of Calibri font by Maryam Nawaz in a trust deed document, apparent use, which became news and which was celebrated on Twitter in terms of the usage it got, and in terms of the humor that was created after that, because it was something of very novel nature. It was something that not many of us were expecting, and it was something that doesn't happen on a very regular basis, that a very high profile case is going on, and then there is a point that there might have been use of a font which was not like actually
not
present.
Even around then.
Yeah, it was not even present then, and somehow someone has used it. So it was a very basic error pointed out in a very high profile case. So that stupidity of sorts became the point of its fame, and that's how it got famous. And then there was humor of all sorts on it, and Twitter and the humor hungry people of Pakistan were all, they consumed everything that generated around it. It was on Twitter, it was on YouTube, it still is at times. You still come across some pieces and some content which is somehow related to the Calibri font thing, and it was by quite rightly termed as high Calibri forgery by a leading English daily. So that's how it is. The next one, which subsequently followed, is the very famous term coined by Nawaz Sharif himself after he was ousted. He went on a rampage of speeches, and in every speech he had a title saying "MUJHEKYUNNIKALA." Somehow after one or two speeches, Twitterati and the Facebook people, the people use, they got it. They identified that this is okay, fine, this is a trend, because someone pointed out that Nawaz Sharif has been saying this in his every speech at regular interval. So this just became a trend, and then there were haters and supporters on the very same front, and then there was a MUJHEKYUNNIKALA debate been going on between the haters and supporters of Nawaz Sharif. The haters were like coining jokes and terms regarding this term, and even the latest mention of it was observed and was witnessed in the Almi Urdu Conference. अभी गुज़िश्ता दिनों कराची में मुनक़्क़िद हुई आलमी उर्दू कॉन्फ्रेंस, और उसमें अनवर मकसूद ने अपनी एक तहरीर पढ़ी. उसमें भी जो है वो उन्होंने मुझे क्यों निकाला का तज़किरा ज़रूर किया, वो उससे चूके नहीं ये हालिया तनाजुर में. तो ये जो मुझे क्यों निकाला का जो ट्रेंड है अभी तक, ये it's still there. It hasn't died. It's been like the decision came in like 5 or 6 months back, but the trend is still there. Still you come across this मुझे क्यों निकाला thing somehow on your internet, and it is still there. So
बेतहाशा memes अभी भी
it's still going on, and it's like it can be termed as the most content generating hashtag of this year. It would be safe to say this.
I think the humor when it comes to politics in Pakistan is highly calibrated.
Yes. I guess we don't get much other options of humor, so or at least there is no need of much other option, because we have the politicians
just generates the humor
who keep giving us so much humor that we don't need any other humor artist to go on make an effort and create humor content. It's already there.
Okay,
so much.
What's next?
Next are two things somehow related to it, and somehow related to harassment and sexual harassment, alleged harassment on both the cases. The first being Sharmeen Ubaid, when she pressed harassment allegations on a duty doctor, where she accused him of sending a friend request to her sister after she had visited the doctor for general treatment. And this became a very controversy and a debate, both things at the same time, because it started, obviously, whenever Sharmeen does anything of any sort, it becomes controversy. I don't know how she has that magnet of controversy around her, but whatever she does, she has the quality of generating somehow controversy around it. No matter how good the thing is and how bright an achievement that is, we Pakistanis have this ability.
I think there's a very clear-cut distinction between supporters and non-supporters when it comes to Sharmeen also.
I guess there are die-hard supporters
Bilkul.
when it comes to Sharmeen, and then there are die-hard haters as well. Both
Bilkul.
are there.
I think इन्होंने जब अपना clarification भी वही PR के through या media के through जब किया था, तो उसमें भी all the people who support her said, aha, we told you, and all the people who don't support her said, ये क्या आपने पहले ये बात पूरी बात क्यों नहीं की.
तो इसी तरह मतलब शर्मीन वाले इस पूरे वाक़े में जो चीज़ निकल के सामने आई वो ये थी कि जो असल मुद्दा था, एक्चुअल इशू
जो हरासमेंट
का इशू था या व्हाटएवर इट क्वालिफाइज और नॉट, उस इशू पे किसी ने बात नहीं की. It was not discussed. The fiasco was discussed everywhere. It was on the news and everywhere.
Right.
But no one discussed the actual issue. Either there were people supporting Sharmeen because they had to, or either there were people hating Sharmeen because I guess they had to.
They had to do something, because after all, जो भी चीज़ आप social media पे करते हैं, you have to be able to be so strong in your opinion that you get the kind of following and response and reaction you get.
Then there were people who were discussing harassment at length, and then there were people discussing legal procedure at length on social media. On Facebook, I actually saw some posts that were like 500 and 600 words lengthy posts trying to discuss what had happened or what might have happened. But I guess they all missed the very basic part of actually harassment, that what had happened. And I guess it started with Sharmeen herself, because her initial tweets which generated all this chatter were initially ambiguous of sorts when they started, and that's why she had to come up with a clarification later to sort out the matter. So had Sharmeen not reacted out of haste and waited a moment and tried to explain on the very initial thing, or had come with an explanation at very first instance, it would have been much clearer, and her haters wouldn't have got so much to moan about.
Right. पता है वैसे in issues पर we get such few opportunities to have a serious discussion and get everyone on board. इस opportunity को लेकर बहुत कुछ किया जा सकता था, but I think the original, I guess, accusation, one, should have been kind of supported with fact, and two, अगर हम सब on board आ जाते तो एक बहुत अच्छी बहस हो सकती थी. And to the extent where you rightly said that because of Sharmeen's personality or and all her achievements are, एक policy initiative तक बात पहुंच सकती थी, लेकिन वो नहीं हुआ.
शर्मीन का ये पहला इंस्टेंस नहीं होता कि अगर वो पॉलिसी इनिशिएटिव तक बात पहुंचाती. शी हैज़ बीन देयर एंड शी हैज़ दैट persona of being there. जो एक चीज़ इसमें बहुत अच्छी अवेलेबल थी विच वी मिस्ड आउट, मोस्टली हम हरासमेंट पे जिस वक्त बात कर रहे थे तो हम किसी ऐसे विक्टिम के साथ बात कर रहे होते हैं जहाँ वो इशू ऑलरेडी मार्ड बाय दैट विक्टिम.
बिल्कुल,
क्योंकि वो एक विक्टिम बहुत ऐसी हालत में होता है कि वहाँ पे डिस्कशन फिर नहीं हो पा रही होती. उमूमन हरासमेंट केसेस ऐसे ही आ रहे होते हैं, तो उसके बाद वो गुफ्तगू जो है वो आधी उसमें चली जाती है. इस केस में हमारे पास एक बड़ी अच्छी ऑप्शन ये थी कि हमारे पास कोई एज सच विक्टिम नहीं था जिसकी कोई ह्यूमन राइट्स का इशू हो रहा हो या उसके साथ कोई ऐसा ग्रूसम इवेंट हुआ हो कि जिसको हम डिस्कस नहीं कर पा रहे. सो we were actually at liberty to discuss this issue at length if we had wanted to, but we couldn't because probably mainstream पे आया नहीं, mainstream पे discussion हुई नहीं. जितनी भी discussion थी वो social media के हद तक ही रही, और अगर mainstream पे आई भी तो वो social media को discuss करते रहे, वो issue को discuss नहीं किया. They discussed how it evolved on social media. That they shouldn't have had discussed that. They should have discussed the issue. Right. तो वो they missed the chord.
आपने एक और भी ट्रेंड का हवाला दिया.
हाँ, harassment से ही related एक और ट्रेंड जो कि बहुत चला, और the issue was equally highlighted in local media and conventional media and social media, was the allegations leveled by Aisha Gulale, party lawmaker, PTI lawmaker, former, on Imran Khan, the party chairman. And she had been associated with the party for quite some time, and one day she held a press conference and leveled allegations against Imran Khan personally and other leaders as well, and accused them of sexually harassing her in specific and other female party leaders as well. this became this suddenly, like, it blew out
up,
of
right.
proportion. It had to,
As does everything.
right. Because it involved Imran Khan,
Right.
another magnet of controversy, and when it comes to Pakistani
Of
local
course.
politics. And then Aisha Gulale had also been somehow in news,
Right.
and then this came at a point of time when Panama case and everything was very much high.
Right.
The political temperature was already very high. That came this event came at that time, so already it was supposed to get a lot of hype. But again, even in this case, the issue was lost, and the issue being harassment itself,
Right.
the actual issue was lost because it was presented in in such a way. Then there were haters, and then
वो दो तरफा हो जाता है फिर.
वही जो डिबेट उधर हुई कि जो लोग इमरान खान को सपोर्ट करने लगे वो सिर्फ इसलिए कर रहे थे क्योंकि इमरान खान को सपोर्ट करना था,
Right.
और जो उसको सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे थे और जो के खिलाफ थे वो सिर्फ इसलिए खिलाफ थे कि वो इमरान खान के शायद वैसे ही खिलाफ थे.
Right.
किसी ने भी उस मुद्दे को नहीं पकड़ा, क्योंकि अगेन उसकी स्टार्टिंग आयशा गुलाले की तरफ से ही कुछ इस कदर मुस्बत नहीं थी. ये कहा जा सकता है कि जो डिटेल्स के साथ वो आई, जो उन्होंने कही, तो वो एलिगेशंस विदाउट प्रूफ थी, या इवन इफ द बर्डन ऑफ प्रूफ किसी और पे ही अगर वो डालती तो शी वाज नॉट डेफिनेट इन हर टॉक. और वो आइडेंटिफाई हो गया, और उन्होंने अपनी स्टेटमेंट्स कुछ ऐसे दिए जो कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट करने लगे. तो वो इशू जो है वो इस चीज़ से हट गया कि आया पार्टी में हरासमेंट है या नहीं, और उसको आइडेंटिफाई होना चाहिए या नहीं. वो उस पर चला गया कि जी ये तो ऐसा कर रही हैं और ये बेसलेस. तो वो उन्होंने खुद ही अपना केस कुछ हद तक वीक कर दिया था उसमें.
एंड लाइक मोस्ट थिंग्स ऑन सोशल मीडिया, वो बहुत इशू को छोड़कर, इशू से हटकर, और बहुत सारी बातें फिर पर्सनल हो जाती है, व्हिच इज नॉट राइट.
और इसमें पर्सनल होने की एक बहुत बड़ी मिसाल थी, क्योंकि आयशा गुलाले बहन हैं मारिया तुरपकई की. मारिया तुरपकई पाकिस्तान की फीमेल स्क्वॉश सुपरस्टार हैं, और अभी इस वक्त शी इज़ पाकिस्तान लीडिंग स्क्वॉश प्लेयर, फीमेल स्क्वॉश प्लेयर. तो अब ये उनकी बहन है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्योंकि हमारा सोशल मीडिया का कल्चर शायद ऐसा है, और वो एथिकली हम इतने नॉर्म्स पे नहीं चलते, तो जो पहला रिएक्शन आया वो आयशा गुलाले तक नहीं रुका.
राइट.
वो मारिया तुरपकई,
पूरी फैमिली तक चले जाता है.
मारिया तुरपकई तक भी चला गया, और उनकी स्पोर्ट्स अटायर के हवाले से बातें चलनी शुरू हुई. थैंकफुली इमरान खान केम फॉरवर्ड हिमसेल्फ, और उन्होंने आयशा गुलाले की तो किसी बात का जवाब नहीं दिया, लेकिन हाँ उन्होंने अपने जितने भी सपोर्टर्स थे उनको इस चीज़ से रोका कि वो जो भी बात है वो मारिया तुरपकई को इस सारी गुफ्तगू में ना लाई जाए. तो ये एक वाहिद गुड थिंग जो कि इसमें से निकली, वो ये थी कि इमरान खान वॉज सेंसिबल इनफ टू आइडेंटिफाई कि अच्छा इनको नहीं करना. लेकिन उसके अलावा इट वॉज ऑल केओस, क्योंकि इसमें लोगों ने ये तक बहस चलना शुरू हो गई कि एसिड अटैक तक को जो है वो की बात ट्विटर पे और सोशल मीडिया पे चलने लगी कि जी इन पे तो एसिड अटैक भी कर दिया जाए तो जायज़ होगा. दे वर ट्वीट्स which said this, so it was a very disturbing thing because it shouldn't be. तो वही बात वहीं आती है कि जो एक्चुअल मामला था, जो इशू था, वो वहीं रह गया. उस पे हुकूमत ने भी कुछ नहीं किया, हालांकि it was committee was formed and it was ordered. I don't know what happened. There was no news about it.
At least we don't know about it on social media.
At least there is nothing about it on social media. So
next.
This is
what's next.
Next is a very disturbing news, and it is related to a very disturbing thing, to say the least, and that was the lynching of the university graduate, the university student Mashal Khan, which many of us, I guess all of us would know. It was a very disturbing event which happened in April when a very young student, a 23-year-old student, was lynched by his own colleagues and fellows, university fellows, over charges of alleged blasphemy, online blasphemy, to say the least. So as events unfolded later, it was revealed that the university administration might have been involved in it, and because Mashal was said to be very active in student politics, and he was raising voice against the irregularities and illegal activities in the university, at the university campus, and the postings which were deemed illegal by the court itself. So all this jumbled up into something, and which ended in a very bad note. The proceedings are still undergoing. The court is still hearing the case, and there is no actual verdict on what happened. but there are news about that the university administration or some officials of the university were involved in staging this merger and making it look like it was a blasphemy, it was a mob reaction on blasphemy. But having said that, that for the court to find out. But what actually happened was a very violent mob reaction, which is a very disturbing thing to happen
on unproven, on alleged allegation.
On alleged allegation, and that too alarmingly inside university premises. That this happened on university campus, and they were all students involved in it. So यहाँ पे जो सबसे इसका खतरनाक जो पहलू है, क्योंकि इससे पहले तक ये लिंचिंग का पहला वाक़या नहीं है पाकिस्तान में, इससे पहले भी हुई है अनफॉर्चुनेटली, लेकिन उस सब में इट वाज एन इलिटरेट मॉब. ये कहा जाता था कि जी सरे बाज़ार हो गई या किसी ऐसी जगह पे, तो आम आवाम ने रिएक्ट कर दिया. तो उसमें ये आंसर कह के वो दी जाती थी कि जी जहालत एक पहलू हो सकता है इस रिएक्शन का, इस अमल का.
लेकिन उसमें और इसमें कोई फ़र्क नहीं लग रहा है.
लेकिन जब एक यूनिवर्सिटी की प्रेमिसेस में होता है, यूनिवर्सिटी हॉस्टल में होता है, और तमाम जो कि अफराद वहाँ मौजूद हैं वो सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं, और यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट्स मीन्स के मतलब वो एक अच्छी खासी पढ़ाई हासिल कर चुके हैं, तो उस वक्त फिर ऐसी रिएक्शन का आना एक बहुत बड़ा सवालिया निशान है. हमारे जो तालीमी निज़ाम चल रहा है और जो तालीम दी जाती है यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में और कितना हम उसमें कारगर होते हैं, उस चीज़ ये उस बहस का हिस्सा बनना चाहिए सारी बात को. और वो कुछ हुआ भी, काफ़ी डिस्कशंस हुई इस पर, काफ़ी डिबेट चली, लेकिन चूँकि वही हमारा जो जुडिशल प्रोसेस है वो इतना स्लो है कि उस सारी चीज़ में ये सारी जो अमल था वो बैठ गया, तो वो कहीं आगे नहीं चल पाए. तो इस चीज़ में जो टेक अवे है हमारा इस पूरे उसमें वो ये कि हमें अपने जो ट्रेनिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, जो एजुकेशन स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, जो भी हम लोगों को दे रहे हैं, जो भी सेट स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, ये गवर्नमेंट पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिवर्सिटी में था, तो विच मीन्स कि इसको वो तालीम मिल रही थी जो कि हमारा हाईएस्ट पॉसिबल, जो कि हम किसी भी इंसान को इस मुल्क में हाईएस्ट पॉसिबल एजुकेशन जो मिलती है वो इसको मिल रही थी. तो अगर उसमें इतना फ्लॉ है तो फिर क्या मज़ीद हो सकता है और ये क्या है. तो ये एक डिबेट है जिसको होना चाहिए और जिसको आगे बढ़ना चाहिए. अभी भी ये केस कोर्ट में चल रहा है, तो मामला है, द हैशटैग इज स्टिल देयर, द मशाल खान, द कंट्रोवर्सी स्टिल देयर, एवरीथिंग इज डूइंग. तो ये सारी चीज़ें हैं. फिर ओवर द कोर्स ऑफ इवेंट ब्लास्फेमी एक इशू है जो कि यहाँ पे ख़त्म नहीं हुआ और वो पूरे साल में चला ही है, और जितने वाक़यात उससे रिलेटेड हुए हैं, और इंक्लूडिंग द धरना एंड एवरीथिंग. सो ब्लास्फेमी डिडंट स्टॉप हियर. सो ब्लास्फेमी इज समथिंग दैट वी नीड एक्चुअली टू टॉक अबाउट.
I think this incident also helps us realize how, as a society, we have started to interact with technology. Mashal was killed because he was alleged to have written something on social media. So basically something that was done by someone on the virtual world had great repercussions on real life. And then when barbaric amounts of violence was being perpetrated on him in real life, a lot of people around him chose to document it for the virtual world without taking any action about the violence happening in that moment. And I think it's a high point that we all start to think about how we interact with these platforms and how we see the preciousness of human life in the context of the virtual world and technology.
There was a general and overall consensus that the internet is a tool for social change, for social good. और ये जब लेकिन पिछले साल में इतनी hashtags और इतने trends हुए हैं जिसमें which have resulted or instigated violence and intolerance and all of these things that we preach about day in and day out. It's a very scary time. मतलब हम डिस्कशंस कर सकते हैं ओपन प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर, हम डेटा प्राइवेसी पर कर सकते हैं, हरासमेंट पर कर सकते हैं कि फ्यूचर हमारा क्या है, हाउ सिक्योर आर वी इन टर्म्स ऑफ आवर ओन पर्सनल प्राइवेट सिक्योरिटी, इन टर्म्स ऑफ आवर कंपनीज, वेयर इज़ आवर डेटा गोइंग, हु इज़ लिसनिंग टू अस. लेकिन आई थिंक especially Twitter पर हम देखते हैं कि there's such an instant knee-jerk reaction, and I think the general consensus has become क्योंकि सोशल मीडिया पर वो शायद ethical standards या benchmarks dictate नहीं होती जो शायद मेन स्ट्रीम जर्नलिज्म पर है, जो मुझे वो भी बहुत कम नज़र आती हैं. But because there has to be that private, that पर्सनल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दैट अच्छा हाँ मैं आपके ख़िलाफ़ कुछ अगर बोलूँ तो आपकी प्रोफेशनल caliber पर बोलूँ and not get too personal.
इसमें
about
दो
it.
चीज़ें हैं. पहली बात तो जो सोशल मीडिया पे एथिक्स की हमने बात की या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी की, तो सोशल मीडिया का मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया से कोई तकाबल, कोई देयर इज़ नो कंपैरिजन, बिकॉज सोशल द मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया इज़ अ प्रोफेशनल एंटिटी. तो उसके रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस अलग हैं जो कि इस्टेब्लिश किए जाते हैं. जब हम बात करें सोशल मीडिया की, तो सोशल मीडिया इज़ अवर विंडो टू द सोसाइटी. तो देयर इज़ नो कंपनी मेड और समथिंग सेट्स ऑफ रेगुलेशन.
It is what we set for ourselves.
Exactly. Social media should be following this society norms, the norms which we practice in our daily life, जो हमारे घर में प्रैक्टिस किए जाते हैं. तो अगर हम वो चीज़ें जो कि हम नॉर्मल घर पे करते हैं और वो सोशल मीडिया पे नहीं कर रहे, तो इट इज़ आवर जनरल प्रैक्टिस इशू. क्योंकि अगर हम जो सच बोलना है और किसी पे हाथ नहीं उठाना घर में प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं क्योंकि वालिद साहब मौजूद हैं, लेकिन सोशल मीडिया पे बैठ के अगर हम वो चीज़ें नहीं प्रैक्टिस कर रहे, बहुत बेसिक चीज़, तो वो कोई उसको देयर इज़ नो लॉ दैट कैन ऑल्टर इट.
And there shouldn't be.
There shouldn't be, and there cannot be any law which can alter our personal behavior on social media.
Absolutely.
एक और चीज़ इसमें which couldn't become a trend, but it's a very alarming happening. इसी के हवाले से, blasphemy के हवाले से, कि 2017 saw its first announcement when a death sentence was handed over on the basis of a social media thing, a conversation, alleged blasphemous conversation on social media. And it's the first instance in Pakistan. It's not been executed yet, but the death sentence has been awarded by a local court over charges of blasphemy, online blasphemy. So it's a very alarming thing that how blasphemy and the social media thing, which were actually, like you said, were supposed to bring change and bring revolution or something of those lines, is actually started gulping down the masses itself. Because now अब अमवात ज़्यादा हम इससे गिनवा सकते हैं सोशल मीडिया, जिनका मेन कॉज था, बजाय इसके जो अच्छाई और या हमने बेहतरी कितनी की हो. तो दिस इज़ अ वेरी अलार्मिंग थिंग.
Okay, what's next on the trends?
Next on trend is a very different type of thing other than that, जो trend आ रहा था, and it is a very paparazzi thing which happened with Myra Khan. Myra Khan जो है वो न्यूयॉर्क में थी और वो बहुत ही कैजुअल एक आम इंसान की तरह शायद जीने की कोशिश कर रही थी, लेकिन उनको ये याद नहीं रहा कि वो न्यूयॉर्क में तो शायद आम इंसान हो, लेकिन जिस मुल्क में है वहाँ पे वो बिल्कुल आम इंसान नहीं है. तो उनके साथ वही हुआ
जो बाकियों के साथ
होता है. So she got into a controversy because she was apparently caught smoking, and that too with a guy who is not a Pakistani and who happens to be an Indian. So it was everything.
Very famous Indian.
Very famous Indian, and there were allegations about, like, on every note. It had everything. It had smoke in it. It has a controversial dress in it. It had an Indian handsome guy in it, and it had New York City ki street in it. So it was like
triple.
Yeah, it was all recipe to chaos. So it happened, and everyone knew what happened after it. There were debates about what to wear and what not to wear, and then there were Myra haters again, as happened, and Myra supporters. Myra haters were like hating everything about it, and then there were Myra supporters defending everything, and then there was a third lot, which the feminist lot, which thought it's about time to take this issue and try to get smoking acceptable for women as well in this society. They thought this as the right movement, and then the only discussion which I enjoyed out of all this was why it is considered bad for a woman to smoke but not for a man to smoke.
Well, but you see, that was a very smart take on it also. You ride the wave of a trend and then you figure out what aspect you want.
Exactly.
Right? Well, in my view, it is slightly more complicated than what it seems on the surface of it. It is a reflection of a specific section of society. I should say the self-righteous section with the access to the internet, and then the moral policing sort of comes as a part of the package. Living in Pakistan, it isn't a new phenomena. We have all heard of it. We have seen this on the streets, in our houses, offices, restaurants. And now that it is making way on the internet, we shouldn't be surprised. In the last few years or so, our youth have become a part of this political culture where abusing others on the internet is considered as cool. Sadly, I don't see it going away in the near future anyway.
The trend, just a comment on this particular trend, because I thought about it even when I came across those tweets and the Facebook posts of the supporters and the patrons, and the haters of Mahira Khan and everything that was going on at that time is, honestly, do we not have anything else to do than this?
Probably not.
Probably not. But okay, what's the next trend?
Yeah, because if there was no Mahira Khan, what were we doing?
What would we talk about?
Because we were doing nothing. Then happened Mahira Khan, then again. So the next thing is the combination of trends which happened or which occurred and not so good. Sadly, in Pakistan, we are often a target of terrorist activities, and this is something that we haven't been able to do anything so far against, or we have been able to do much against it as claimed by the security forces, but the instances keep happening. And then there were natural tragedies as well. So the first of this was the Sevan blast at the shrine of Hazrat Lal Shahbaz Qalandar in Sevan,
Right.
Where more than 70 people were killed when a suicide blast happened while the ceremonies and while the procession was going on there. So it was a very tragic incident and quite a number of lives were lost. Then we had
just one thing, this Sevan blast was also what President Trump thought was Sweden.
Okay,
Yeah.
I missed on that.
क्योंकि उन्होंने अपने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में कह दिया कि भाई आपने सुना होगा कि स्वीडन में क्या हुआ था, एंड पूरी दुनिया बिल्कुल चौंक के रह गई कि स्वीडन में तो कुछ भी नहीं हुआ था, वो लोग अच्छे खासे हैं. फिर थोड़ी सी इन्वेस्टिगेशन के बाद ये पता लगा कि हैशटैग
सेवन था. सो आई गेस ट्विटर मेरे ख्याल में थोड़े अरसे में तो जो उनके डिक्लेरेशंस हैं वो बिला वजह में वो साइन कर रहे होते हैं. ट्रम्प की ट्वीट्स को अगर वो तारीख का हिस्सा बना दें तो वो वहीं से कर लेंगे. बिला वजह में उनको कागज़ ज़ाया करना पड़ता है, वो हर रोज़ बैठ के लिख रहे होते हैं.
थोड़ा बहुत तो प्रैक्टिस करनी होती है.
हाँ, तो मैंने सिग्नेचर भी देखा है उनका, बड़ा भी वेवर्ड सा है. अच्छा, तो इसी में एक और जो सानिया हुआ जो कि टेररिस्ट इंसिडेंट तो नहीं था, बट एक ट्रेजेडी, बहुत बड़ी ट्रेजेडी थी. दैट वाज द अहमदपुर ऑयल टैंकर ब्लास्ट वेयर एन ऑयल टैंकर टर्न टर्टल. इट वाज लीकिंग ऑयल and it was amid a village or something, and all the villagers gathered to collect fuel because they thought it was something worth, and unfortunately it caught fire. It caught fire, and then there was chaos, and more than 200 lives were lost in it. And this actual event is basically a window of us trying to realize what tragedy prevails in the society and how bad things are, because लोगों को क्या वाक़तन पता नहीं था कि ये तेल है जिसमें आग लगती है, वो तेल इस पकड़े थे. लेकिन शायद चीज़ें इतनी बुरी हैं निचले लेवल पे, हमें शायद अंदाज़ा नहीं होता. until unless 200 lives are lost we realize कि चीज़ें निचले लेवल पे इतनी बुरी हैं इस तबके में कि मतलब लोग अपनी जान की परवाह किए बगैर they put their life at risk for what, like 2 liter of fuel. इससे ज़्यादा किसी को क्या मिला होगा.
और उसके बाद भी फिर जो रेस्क्यू एफर्ट्स थी,
पहुंचने तक लोगों ने सुना भी नहीं. रेस्क्यू वाले कहते हैं कि हमने बताया था लेकिन किसी ने सुना नहीं. इसके अलावा इससे जो एक चीज़ जो इसमें से निकली थी जो कि इस ट्रेजेडी को मज़ीद बढ़ाती है, वो ये थी कि द सेफ्टी स्टैंडर्ड्स बीइंग implemented or being not implemented by the oil transportation companies. So they were found, then there was a security audit, and most of the oil companies were found not abiding by the rules. And sadly, the sorry state of affairs in Pakistan, when they were actually forced to implement, so they went on a strike.
Of course.
तो जब उनको ये कहा गया कि you should be doing what you are bound to do, what you have signed and what you are legally bound, so they went on a strike कि आप हमें ऐसा काम क्यों करने को कह रहे हैं, हालांकि they all are signatories there. So हमारी स्टेट की फिर रेट वहाँ पे फिर चैलेंज हुई, एंड हमने एक और दफ़ा घुटने टेके, जो कि हमारा बेसिक आजकल पैटर्न रह गया. तो मुल्क में ऑयल की सप्लाई इसके बाद कुछ अरसे बहुत बंद रही थी एंड देयर वाज ऑयल क्राइसिस अक्रॉस द कंट्री बिकॉज ऑल द टैंकर एसोसिएशंस दे ऑल वेंट ऑन स्ट्राइक. सो दिस इज ट्रेजेडीज अनफोल्डिंग एंड ट्रेजेडीज.
एंड ये उस वक्त है जब तक बात इतनी दूर आ जाती है कोई भी टॉपिक.
हाँ,
तो फिर
200 जाने जाती हैं.
हाँ.
और फ़ायदा उन 200 जानों का भी कोई नहीं होता है. बात करने की सिर्फ ये है कि इवन अगर शायद उन 200 जानों से कुछ फ़ायदा हो तो बंदा कहे कि चलो जान तो आनी जानी है, किसी काम आ गई. लेकिन ऐसा भी कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. ये कहना है कि जी हम इनके जो मुलज़िमों को कैफ़रे किरदार तक पहुँचाएंगे वो तो दूर की बात है. एक पॉलिसी शिफ्ट जो कि कोई चेंज भी नहीं है, वो चीज़ जो कि उनको करनी चाहिए. कोई ये नहीं पूछ रहा कि वो जो एक नॉर्मल इंस्पेक्शन का प्रोसेस है वो कहाँ था इतने अरसे. आज क्यों याद आया कि ये अपनी पॉलिसीज़ को फॉलो नहीं करते. और अगर याद आ ही गया चलें, तो अब जब उनको कहा गया तो वो कौन होते हैं ये कहने वाले कि हम नहीं करते, और वो उल्टा स्ट्राइक पे चले जाते हैं. और पूरा जो आपका मईशत का पहिया है, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग रन थ्रू ऑयल. पाकिस्तान में इट्स अ वेरी ऑयल बेस्ड इकोनॉमिकल एक्टिविटी. सो द होल कंट्री वो स्टैंड स्टिल बिकॉज उनको कहा गया था कि आप रूल्स फॉलो कर लें. So it was a very alarming.
And at this time on social media, then it becomes a very personal attack. कि देखो, strike हो गई, oil prices have gone up, it's not available, we can't go to school, we can't go to office. लेकिन वो एक्चुअल इशू पर दोबारा से कोई चेंज
इशू पे फिर कोई बात नहीं आई. फिर चूंकि वो उसका मसला ये हुआ कि लोगों को अब जब उनके घर जाने में, उनके किसी को अस्पताल ले जाने में मसला हो रहा है, किसी को स्कूल जाने में मसला हो रहा है,
फिर उस वक्त हम गालम गलोच पे दोबारा
गालम गलोच पे आते हैं. और फिर अब हम उसके शॉर्ट टर्म वो ढूंढते हैं कि अच्छा अब ये लोगों को मसला हो रहा है तो चलो अब छोड़ दो इनको. तो नथिंग केम आउट ऑफ दिस. द थिंग स्टिल प्रिवेल्स एज दे आर. 200 लाइव्स आर लॉस्ट.
नेक्स्ट
अभी नेक्स्ट जो है वो दिसंबर की ही में एक हादसा है इन कोयटा. द मोस्ट टारगेटेड city of Pakistan in terms of terrorism activities, despite excessive heavily presence of military forces. Somehow they make way. ये हो ही जाता है. और कोयटा में इस दफ़ा the target was a church. और this happened like a few days before Christmas. So it was a Sunday mass going on when 2 suicide bombers targeted the church. One was shot down before you could cause any harm, but one succeeded in getting near to it. So at least 10 lives were lost. 9 or 10 lives were lost. So again, a very sad thing. And a very sad news about sad thing related to the minorities in Pakistan. The already grim affairs of the minorities. So they have always remained a target in Pakistan somehow or the other. So this was a very, very alarming thing which happened.
Absolutely. What's next?
Next is the last trend that we're talking about here, and trying to end things on a good note. Yeah, because obviously that's how the trend is, that it's end on a good note. So the whole 2007 saw 2017, sorry,
आप तो 10 साल पीछे चले गए.
मैं शायद अपने ज़माने में चला गया. The whole 2017 saw the return of cricket in Pakistan. As we all know, 2009 के बाद से after the Sri Lankan team attack, there hasn't been much cricket in Pakistan. None of the teams are coming here, anything. 2017 इस हवाले से बहुत एक milestone achievement है in terms of cricket coming back to Pakistan, because it started with the PSL final being organized here, जो लाहौर में हुआ. उसके बाद फिर हमारे पास वर्ल्ड 11 आई. एक इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स आए, मेन स्ट्रीम प्लेयर्स आए, उन्होंने खेला. फिर हमारे पास श्रीलंका की टीम भी आई और उसने भी खेला. और अभी भी हम ये एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि जो नेक्स्ट PSL सेशन होने वाला है तो उसके मैचेस भी 2 से 3 मैचेस इस वक्त पाकिस्तान के लिए स्केड्यूल्ड हैं. अभी तक ये सारी जो भी क्रिकेट हो रही है वो लाहौर स्पेसिफिक ही है, क्योंकि एक उन्होंने एक प्लान सा बना लिया है हाउ टू मैनेज लाहौर ऑन दैट. बहुत ही जिसे कहते हैं बॉक्स सिक्योरिटी और ये चीज़ें हमें पहली दफ़ा पूरा शहर बंद होता है. बेसिकली आम अल्फाज में ये कहें, हाँ वो कहते हुए बॉक्स सिक्योरिटी बड़ी अच्छी लगती है. हमने पहली दफ़ा ये टर्म्स वगैरह भी सुन ली हम जैसे सिविलियन लोगों ने कि क्या होता है. सो इट अ वेरी मिलिटराइज्ड थिंग. It is a very armed happening of cricket that is going on, but at least cricket is coming back to Pakistan. Grounds आबाद हो रहे हैं. इस वक्त एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि 2018 जो PSL का फाइनल है वो शायद कराची में होगा. तो हर मेरे ख्याल में जो भी क्रिकेट फ़ैन इस वक्त है पाकिस्तान में या जो भी फॉलोअर है तो वो इस चीज़ के लिए बहुत इंतज़ार कर रहा है कि कराची भी ये चीज़ वापस आए, क्योंकि कराची का बहुत बड़ा क्राउड है, क्रिकेट लवर्स भरपूर तादाद में यहाँ पे हैं. सो एवरीवन इज़ वेटिंग फॉर क्रिकेट टू कम बैक टू कराची एज वेल, इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स टू.
बिल्कुल, एंड आई थिंक वन वे टू काइंड ऑफ lobby for cricket to come back to Karachi is also the same hashtag. Pressure वहीं से डलता है जहाँ से शुरू होता है,
क्योंकि अब तो मेरे ख्याल में ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल लेवल पे भी ट्रेंड्स के थ्रू ही किया जाता है, क्योंकि ये ट्रेंड्स सिर्फ लोकल नहीं होते. ये ट्रेंड्स अगर ये जब चलते हैं तो ये फिर ग्लोबल उस मैप पे भी उठते हैं, बिकॉज दे मेक इम्पैक्ट ग्लोबली एज वेल. और पाकिस्तानी तो चूँकि हम तो हर जगह रहते हैं ना, मतलब पाकिस्तान से ज़्यादा शायद पाकिस्तान से बाहर रहते हैं, तो जहाँ जहाँ होते हैं तो वो फिर इमोशनल अटैचमेंट भी उस हैशटैग से होती है. सो हैशटैग मेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ इम्पैक्ट. सो इस वक्त तो क्रिकेट कम्स होम का जो हैशटैग है वो भी शायद पानामा वाले जो मुझे क्यों निकाला के लेवल पे चल रहा है, क्योंकि पूरे साल हमने ये क्रिकेट कम्स होम वाला हैशटैग अलाइव देखा है. चाहे वो PSL फाइनल से शुरू हुआ था 2017 के, और अभी जो 2018 का PSL स्केड्यूल अनाउंस हुआ है तो उसमें भी वो हैशटैग मौजूद था. क्योंकि अब क्रिकेट मज़ीद आ रही है और दूसरे शहर तक भी जा रही है, तो क्रिकेट इज़ एक्चुअली कमिंग होम and the hashtag remains alive.
So these were our suggested top 10 trends which we followed and wrote about and talked about in the year 2017. Do let us know what some of your most followed trends are, and let us see if we can also kind of tag along and follow them and also talk about them in the coming year. So on behalf of the New Spaces team, Talia Zafar, Tausif Malik, Rabia Gharib, we wish we wish all of you a very, very happy and safe New Year.
Safe New Year.